Hello, everybody. This is Momo for Bass Musician Magazine, and today I'm sitting here with the awesome, amazing Alex Lofoco. How you
Yeah,
doing, Alex?
very good. Lockdown in the UK, so with a bit of sunshine and a lot of tea bags. So surviving here.
For all you guys out there, Alex is not only quite an amazing, innovative bass player, he is also a teacher. He's a writer. He's written a phenomenal book. And he's also a clinician. He does all kinds of stuff that is bass related. But one of the things that you did and that you talked about with Raouf last year was this incredible new method of teaching people to understand their scales in a whole different kind of way. Something called the scale color system. Visualize your fretboard and unlock your playing. This is the book that you have written. Yeah.
Yes, I read it after 10 years actually. I developed the concept about 10, 11 years ago now. Problem I had was visualizing the neck and understanding how to connect the dots on the fretboard, especially because of the repetition of the notes. So the same note can appear in different parts of the neck. Keeping a consistent and efficient fingering to move along the neck also is a bit of an issue. So eventually I found out that because music and scales are symmetrical, there is a repetitive pattern going on. I basically associated the intervals and the relative fingerings with colors. So having just four fingers doesn't allow you to make too many combinations anyway, to play three notes per string. If you want to play, I don't know, like a C major scale in a first position, you need to remember three fingerings, 2-4, C, D, E, F, G, which I call blue, and A, B, C, which is a yellow. So red, blue, yellow is your magic formula to go all the way around the neck and basically shred the instrument to pieces. And the same thing works with any other scale. Seems to be easier to remember. And then you associate the notes with it, because all red blocks are C, D all over the neck. C, D, C, D, C, D. All the blue blocks, E, F, G, and all the yellows are A, B, C. So you can learn the notes as well as the fingering. So it's
So you kind of found a way to seriously take something that looks and appears and possibly is complicated, and you broke it down in a way where people will have an easier time to understand it. And there's something I want to ask you. Now, you're a technically advanced player, and having spent so many years accumulating all this experience, and I want to break this thing down for people, because what might seem as your easiest version might still be frightening to some people. And I want to make sure that we can sit down and make people understand the power of your book in the simplest, sexiest, elevator pitch, mini sentences and examples of what this book actually does. So we make this idiot proof, that I like to call it, because I believe that that's what you've got going here. I myself, I'm a self-taught guy. I've been checking out your book and whatnot, and it's starting to open up doors for me. But even a guy like me, it could be intimidating to break from my normal pattern of what I'm normally used to doing. And I'm saying, oh my God, like this is going to be like some freaking rocket science here.
Want me to demonstrate it with the guitar, with the instrument?
Fuck yeah, show me some shit right fucking now.
You need to try it and read it with your instrument on your lap. It's not much of a mental process. It's about seeing it, understanding, and putting into practice. One theory concept is that the major scale is the key, circle of fifth.
Yeah.
Each major scale is the key in music, and actually it is the key to open it. So, I mean, this C major scale, everyone who approaches the instrument kind of knows it. C, D. Right, so this is the pattern. Now, problem is how to move it up without getting lost. So I basically take three segments on each string. The first one is C, D, one tone, and I call it red. This one is different, E, F, G, and I call it blue.
Okay.
A, B, C is yellow, and in fact, fingering 2-4, 1-3-4, 1-2-4, and 1-3-4. Now, the interesting part is that each block is one tone away, so I can take these blocks and stack them up vertically like a Lego, or horizontally. And here, I do here, E, F, G, E, F, G. I do the same thing one tone above. And it's the same consistent fingering. So above this block, you which I call blue. There is another one, the yellow.
So your shape never really changes, it just moves to another place.
Yeah, because intervals are fixed, so you can have it pretty much anywhere.
Okay, this is amazing. So let's break this down in an even simpler way, okay? Imagine that you are the kind of bass player who just knows how to chug a couple of rock notes. Hit a couple of chugging notes and then show them what happens if you add something that you learned from your color skate to that simple chugging note. How will that open up that person's mind? This is as basic as it gets. What can you show us on that?
An E minor pedal. It's simpler, obviously, if you see it, because the problem is to visualize it, not just seeing it, but visualize it in your head. And you have fun with it, really.
So now let's say that you're a more advanced player now. You know a bit of scales. You're doing a little bit of something extra here, and you want to just open up those doors. Show us something that's going to happen with something like that.
Music elements are very simple, and complex concepts are made of simple elements. The problem is how to combine them. But to break everything down, everything goes down to very simple things, like, major scale in E. Right? And interesting thing I tell cats to practice it is to imagine a melody, and in this case my melody is always, and change each note. I just play each note of the major scale against the octave. So you can just create patterns of it.
Nice, bro. That's very nice. What I really like there is, up till now, you've been really showing us the left hand, but now you incorporated the magic of what the right hand does once you combine it to the thing. Now, does your book somehow work on the right hand as well, or?
No, it's only for scales. The idea is to divide. I'm working on the second volume now, which should be out shortly, about arpeggios and chords.
Yeah.
And the mechanics is going to be the third volume. Basically, I break down anything that happens with the left and right hand. The idea with the scales, which is basically that signature, unique method I came up with, I wanted to take it out and, share it. And fortunately, I had a lot of good feedbacks and reviews from great musicians and a lot of students, most of them so far, actually. Sounds corny, but I had 100% of positive feedbacks from who bought the book. Michael Manring, left a really nice comment. He said he wished he had that book when he first started off.
He's one of my favorite bass players, that guy.
Oh,
and a nice guy, too. Well, I have to tell you, I think it's brilliant that you found a way to add that extra element to breaking down the education of, scales, which is already a scary thing to a lot of people. But
yeah.
Adding color is such an intuitive kind of thing. I know that me personally, colors is a major part of my scales in real life. I love to say I'm going to play a blue, green, red note into a sequence of multicolor arpeggiatos, right? And force myself to understand what that means, give it its own scale values, give it its own note textures. I've always used that as my excuse to come up with extra notes for all the scales I never studied.
Yeah. I would say I use them in a sort of a functional way in this case. So they're not very, because I also see one track in a blue color or some is more yellowy, maybe because of the arrangement or the key. In this case, I use the colors just for a specific function of diversifying intervals and have a more intuitive, visual, easy to remember pattern. So optimizing the fretting hand, that's one of the main points.
The way you're breaking it down, what I love is you're getting more. You're getting the finger memory thing going down. You're getting the visuals. You're expanding your actual scales up and down the neck, virtually turning you into one of those, school type of players, and really come up with something different, because it's about opening doors. It's about giving keys of inspiration.
I can't really teach you anything, or nobody can teach you anything. I can show you stuff, but you need to teach yourself. All the legends of music, or all legendary musicians, they're all self-taught.
There you go.
So you need to create your own connections to understand the maze of the neck.
That's the magic words right there. Making your own connections. Again, it's that key. You know what that's like for all you players out there. You got to understand one thing. Everybody hits a peak at every point. And in order to pass that peak, you need that one spark that turns over a new engine in your head. And all of a sudden it's like, holy shit, I just opened up a whole new road that I've never driven on. And the possibilities of creativity, of writing, playability, and personal satisfaction. There's something about the satisfaction one gets when one learns and opens up these new doors, especially when it's done on your own. And I think that this is what Alex's book is going to create for so many of you guys out there. There's no better time than right now to learn stuff. We know that because we are all inside around the world. You are what you eat and you are what you study. And this is an opportunity for when you come out of this to actually be 20 times the bass player you were before you actually did this, or this happened, or you went over Alex's book. Where's the best place to get this book?
On my website, or the Apple iBook store. It's available in digital form for the Apple platform. And if you visit my website, alexlofoco.com, in the shop section, there is either the hard copy and or the digital ebook.
Oh, yeah. I'm convinced you're going to teach this old dog new tricks. And that's really good because this gives you longevity. This gives you the power to keep creating and keep expanding, dudes. This is what we need to do right now. Is the
we need
best.
to make like a worldwide movement.
I want to thank you so much, dude, for spending this time with us. Guys, this is Momo and Alex Lofoco on Bass Musician Magazine, and we want to wish you guys a safe, creative day. Yeah.